Welcome to Heather Lane Pottery. I'd love to give you a tour of our gallery and our studio. Our favorite thing to do here is to make personalized gifts that are handmade. From the process of being a lump of clay to the finished pieces that you get to take home.
I am the owner of Heather Lane Pottery. We began our business about 28 years ago on a little street called Heather Lane in Forest Hills. Those were the days when we worked in a tiny little studio, and when the weather was too hot, we would go home, or when our kids came home from school, we would go home. Eventually we grew, we moved to Cascade, and now we are in the village of Ada.
The first room that you see when you come to our gallery here at Heather Lane Pottery is our seasonal room. This room changes throughout the year depending on the season. We're in the middle of spring, so we have our rabbit pieces and lots of our spring flowers, which we specialize in. In our garden room, we have all of our pieces that are perfect for your garden, from our garden stakes, which are large and can be put in pots, large pots, and in your flower beds. But then we also have our herb markers and our plant picks and our flower of the month collection pieces. Our blessing bowls are our #1 selling items in our collection of pottery that we make. They come in 3 different sizes. We have them in small, and then we also have them in medium. And I just want to show you that we have a lot of painting both on the bottom and on the sides and then on the rim, which is what really makes them special. And then we also have them in large. This large one is made by hand, which we hand construct, but the other 2 are made on the wheel by our potter, Mary Beth.
Once the clay is centered, the next step is to open the bowl. And I have done this hundreds upon hundreds of times. And my objective is to keep it about the same thickness from the bottom to the top. And so my fingers become calipers. So now I'm going to clean up some of the ridges that I've left with my fingers, because we like a nice smooth surface to paint on. And the blessing bowls have notches on the top, but those get done at the trimming stage. So this will sit overnight and dry. And then tomorrow I'll flip them over and trim the bottom.
How long have you been doing this?
About 45 years. I started in high school. So when I was 4.
You have a little experience.
I have a little experience, yes. Just a little. And I always enjoyed being a functional potter, because what I make that I find beautiful can be used in your home. You can use it every day. You can take it out of the cupboard and pour your coffee in it, or, and that means a lot to me.
The other special items that I really like that we have that are similar to the blessing bowls that are great for personalized gifts are all of our children's plates and baptism pieces and celebration bowls. And so all of those we have here. And what we want to do is we really want to help families celebrate these special moments that are big with their kids, but then special moments that maybe happen every day, and you want to make sure that your son or daughter remembers, I did really well on this test. I worked really hard. This was a special day. So Mom and Dad, they pulled out our celebration plate to recognize that I did something special today. After you get to see how our clay is made, the really exciting part is seeing how all the color happens. So Courtney over here, she paints many of our floral pieces, does a beautiful job. And then Sue, how long have you worked here at Heather Lane? 15 years. And Debbie just started here, and she's an art teacher. So basically everyone here has had some sort of experience teaching or working in other areas of art before they started in clay. Our kiln room is a wonderful place to be in the winter when it's cold, but a very rather warm place in the summer. When they come out of the kiln, They go from gray, the first firing, which we call greenware, to what we call bisque. And what you can see is that the clay body itself is much harder. To heat it up to 1800, it takes usually about 8 hours. Part of that depends on how full the kiln is, because it takes longer, and the bigger kilns obviously take a little bit longer if they're really full. But yeah, no, it's the cooling down that's what we're really concerned about, because once it reaches temperature, you have to let it cool down, and it has to cool down without being disturbed, without losing too much heat too quickly, past 500 degrees, because that's a crucial stage. Otherwise, the clay body will be compromised. So once it's about 200, we get antsy, and then we crack it open. And then we'll pull them out after that.